Good evening and welcome back to the Bear Cave. I'm Teddy and you are listening to Night Talk, and it has been a very long day. So I'm just hoping to be on for maybe half an hour. A shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of news that I think is important in the health front. And that is this outbreak of measles in Texas. Let's turn this down a little bit. And the very sad news that a school-aged child had been hospitalized and died Tuesday night amid this widespread outbreak. It's Texas' largest in nearly 30 years. Since it began last month, a rash of 124 cases has erupted across 9 counties in Texas. And the Texas Department of State Health Services and Lubbock health officials confirmed the death to the Associated Press. The child wasn't identified but was treated at Covenant Children's Hospital in Lubbock. Let's see, I think I pulled it up. So that you can see the picture of it. It's there. Let me go on with this. Again, it's can be frightening for parents to hear of this. And this was a Texas child who was not vaccinated, also, I should say here. So let me just cover something in general about measles. And then, well, you know what? Let me just finish up with this one, okay? And then maybe I'll just talk about in general about measles, or rubiola, it is known as. Let me just get this article up. So, as I was saying, this is Lubbock, Texas. And let's just put this up for a minute. Hang on, guys. Do it like that. So, a child who wasn't vaccinated died in a measles outbreak in rural West Texas. State officials said Wednesday the first U.S. death from the highly contagious but preventable respiratory disease since 2015. Measles is highly contagious, and it's airborne through respiratory droplets, and it can stay airborne for at least 2 hours. Okay. The school-aged child had been hospitalized and died on Tuesday night amid this widespread outbreak in Texas. Let me go on. This is a big deal. Dr. Amy Thompson, a pediatrician and chief executive officer of Covenant Health, said Wednesday at a news conference. We have known that we have measles in our community, and we are now seeing a very serious consequence. In federal response, RFK Jr. appears to misstate several facts. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nation's top health official and a vaccine critic, said Wednesday that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is watching cases and dismiss the Texas outbreak as not unusual. He appeared to mistake a number of facts. Again, I'm reading from the Associated Press, okay, including a claim that most who had been hospitalized were there only for quarantine. Dr. Laura Johnson at Covenant contested that characterization. We don't hospitalize patients for quarantine purposes, said Johnson, the chief medical officer. Kennedy also seemed to misspeak in saying 2 people had died of measles. A spokesman, Andrew Nixon, for the Department of Health and Human Services later clarified that the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has identified only 1 death. The federal government is providing vaccines as well as technical and laboratory support in West Texas, but the state health department is leading the response, Nixon said. The CDC has said it will provide only weekly updates on the measles outbreak and had not yet updated its public webpage to reflect the child's death. Texas Health Department data shows that a majority of the reported measles cases are in children. So let me just pause for a moment, and maybe I'll go between the CDC and their webpage or their site, where many healthcare professionals, myself included, go to get reliable information on various topics. Okay. Let's see. I'm live right now on Facebook, and welcome back. All right. So let me pull up just some general. Wait a minute, that's my phone. I was expecting. Hang on for a second. Let me just. Yeah, bare phone. That one I needed to take. All right, so from the CDC.gov, this is measles cases and outbreaks. What to know? Updated on February 21st, 2025. And of course, this has yet to be updated with this recent death of this child. The data on the page reflects measles cases reported to the CDC as of noon on Thursdays. All right. So tomorrow it should be updated. But measles cases in 2025. As of February 20th, 2025, a total of 93 measles cases were reported by 8 jurisdictions. Again, this will be updated, but I will just give you some of the stats. 93 cases, the age range under 5 years old, 28 or 30%. Ages 5 to 19, 48 cases or 42%. 20 plus years in age, 15 cases or 16%. And then other ages unknown. Unvaccinated or unknown vaccination status of those reporting 95% unknown or unvaccinated. U.S. hospitalizations in 2025, 25% of cases hospitalized, 23 of the 93 for isolation or for management of measles complications. Okay. Let me stop with all of the stats and just tell you what I began saying about measles. How serious is measles? I said it's serious because measles is an airborne, extremely infectious and potentially severe rash illness. Before the measles vaccine was introduced, an estimated 48,000 people were hospitalized and between 400 and 500 people died in the United States each year. Measles is not a seasonal virus. However, measles is often spread over times of high travel like spring break or in situations where unvaccinated persons are in close quarters, like for example in summer camp. Again, I'm looking at the cdc.gov. Can a person get measles while traveling? Did you know that measles can be found around the world? Measles can live in the air for 2 hours after an infectious person leaves the space. Before any international travel, evaluate if your family needs early vaccine doses. After you return, watch your health for 3 weeks and call your healthcare provider if you or your child gets sick with a rash and fever. Here's a question that some people might ask. Why are some fully vaccinated people getting measles? Okay. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine are 97% effective at preventing measles. 1 dose is 93% effective. It is uncommon for someone fully vaccinated to develop measles. However, breakthrough infections, and that's when someone becomes infected after they have been vaccinated, can occur, especially in communities experiencing an outbreak where high levels of measles virus are circulating, like for example, there in Texas. How do you protect yourself? Well, prevent measles and talk to your healthcare provider about the measles, mumps, and rubella. That's the MMR vaccine, especially if you are planning to travel. And I'm looking at like graphs and the numbers of cases without, getting into all of these stats, but I can see the uptick this year in the cases, and the map of the measles cases. And I'm looking here at the U.S. map. Maybe I could just show you that part. And Texas is lit up in blue. Yes, it is. Hang on. All right, so this would be map of measles cases in 2024 and 2025. And you can see, just from the map, okay? So again, if you experience symptoms from travel, even if you don't suspect it's measles, of course you're going to speak with your doctor. But again, measles, highly contagious viral infection that poses significant health risks, especially to unvaccinated individuals. Okay, I didn't tell you the symptoms. Maybe I should. So the initial signs include high fever, I mentioned that, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes, followed by this characteristic red rash that typically will start on the face and then it spreads downward. Okay. It's important to know the phone again. Wow. Hang on for a second, guys. All right. Sorry for the interruptions. They're necessary tonight. Turn this back down. So where was I? Oh, okay. It's important to note that national vaccination rates have fallen below 95% threshold necessary to prevent outbreaks. This is a decline that has been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and vaccine misinformation that comes from people.com. However, herd immunity, high vaccination coverage is crucial to protect those who cannot be vaccinated, such as infants and individuals with certain medical conditions. Again, the vaccine, the MMR, is approximately 97% effective at preventing measles after 2 courses, 2 doses. Okay. But again, if you want additional information, you can contact, your public health department, your doctor, medical provider, and or other reliable resources. But again, the news from yesterday coming in today is that an unvaccinated child died from measles in Texas with this ongoing outbreak. Turn it way down. All right. So we're back and busy. But I'm glad to be on tonight for a little bit. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well and getting some things done. I am. Yeah, last night when I came on, it was, as I mentioned, I had something on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. Sometimes it will be like that. Yeah, it's not uncommon if you've followed me that I might, just come on and talk about something without saying too many of the details. I mean, I might talk about the details, but I'm certainly, in this case, didn't reveal I revealed enough. Yeah. I know I'm missing a lot of the what's going on in the YouTube streets. I just haven't been out there. But I can tell from some of the feed that I've been, getting on my channel, when I log on, that there's a little activity going on. And I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do, and I have a countdown, and the countdown is for me to get Daniel Robertson, when I say me, legally get her served, with the summons and complaint, which was reissued by the court about a week ago. Gosh, over a week ago, I think. It's a process. It is. And this time, I said, we'll do a couple things and see how it goes. Yeah. But I definitely I don't want to miss any deadline. I'm going to do my part with others to get it done. Best I know how. By the way, I think I mentioned this before. She has listed in response to YouTube over time address of registered agent in Delaware and registered agent in Oregon. Yeah. So, this individual is definitely trying to hide their identity. And people do that, and they have a right to. But when they involve themselves in doing things that need to be reckoned with, the only way it can be done is to get their identity. Do you see how difficult it is? When people were saying to me, last year and leading up, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? If you know this person, you know that person, get them served. You have to, the person has to be served. Okay? Served on. And I already know that some of you are thinking a specific question. I'm talking about my case. Okay? If a person is known, if a person's address, whereabouts, where they reside, so that they can be served, then that makes it less complicated. Okay? But this is an individual who has stated multiple times that they will never be found. Okay? And that there are layers in place, have been put into place, exact words, so that, she said, so that I can't be found. Good luck doing that, she says. And then she, ends up laughing. Y'all remember the laugh. She didn't want people to hear that one. But again, I just wanted to mention that, so that you know I'm not. I have work to do too. I have things I have to accomplish, and it's a matter of legality. Yeah, it's a process. I tell you, though, I need to listen maybe to a video or two. I think there's some folks out there in the YouTube streets that maybe, I don't know, it just seems on the surface, may be unfamiliar with um, her approach. And yeah, I'm just unfamiliar with the story, maybe the background story, why she even came to YouTube, and yeah, how it's changed over time. Because a lot of that material isn't available, at least made available. Let's just say that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so last night I did not get into the bedtime story. Maybe I'll see if I can pull that back up. You can also email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Did I turn this off? Hang on. I take it the sound is still good. Hold on. Put this on. So let's see where I left off. Oh, so I remember I asked the question, I think, does she try to escape, or does she stay to uncover the full truth? You know, like what is the true purpose of the chess, for example, and why was her grandmother, Eleanor, afraid? Questions like that. Is that okay? Just there. And remember, Caleb, is he really on her side? Or does he have his own secrets? So, let's begin with part 65. The awakening of the bloodline. Elisa's mind raced as she stared at the man claiming to be her ancestor. How could that be possible? He didn't just resemble someone from her family's old photographs. He looked exactly like them. No signs of aging, no difference at all. She swallowed hard. "You should be dead," the man smirked, stepping closer. "And yet, here I stand." The torches flickered as he extended a hand toward her, palm up. "You feel it, don't you?" Elise's skin prickled. Something was happening inside her. A slow burning sensation coiled in her chest, unlike anything she had felt before. Her pulse pounded in her ears, and suddenly she could hear things she shouldn't. The whispers of the robed figures, the crackle of the torches, even the steady heartbeat of Caleb beside her. Her breath hitched. What was happening to her? The man's golden eyes gleamed. "You are awakening." Elise clenched her fists, shaking her head. "No, this isn't real." But when she looked down at her hands, her veins glowed faintly with gold. Part 66, Caleb's Betrayal. Elise stumbled backward, her heart hammering in her chest. "This isn't real. This isn't real." Caleb lunged forward, grabbing her arm. His grip was too tight, his eyes wild. "Listen to me. You need to stop." Elise yanked away. "What are you talking about?" The robed figures moved closer, but they weren't looking at her. They were looking at Caleb. The golden-eyed man folded his arms, his expression turning cold. "You never told her, did you?" Elise's stomach dropped. "Told me what?" Caleb's jaw tensed. "I was trying to protect you." The golden-eyed man laughed darkly. "You mean you were trying to protect yourself?" Elise's vision swarmed. The heat inside her chest intensified, her veins pulsing with a golden glow. She turned to Caleb, her voice sharp. Hang on, guys. She turned to Caleb, her voice sharp. "Tell me the truth." Caleb hesitated just for a second, but it was long enough. The golden-eyed man snapped his fingers. Immediately, the robed figure seized Caleb, yanking him backward. He didn't struggle. He just looked at Elise with something like guilt in his eyes, and then the truth hit her like a punch to the gut. Caleb knew what she was all along. Part 67, The Power She Never Knew. The room shook as Elise's emotions spiraled. The glow beneath her skin spread, pulsing like a heartbeat. The torches flared brighter, and the air around her charged with energy. The golden-eyed man took a step back, watching her carefully. "It's happening faster than I expected." Elise's breath came in short gasps. "What?" is happening to me?" He smiled. "You are the key, Elise, the one meant to restore the balance." Elise shook her head violently. "I don't even know what that means." The robed figures bowed before her, murmuring in a language she somehow understood. Caleb struggled against his captors. "Elise, listen to me. They're using you. You don't have to do this." But something inside Elise whispered, "He's lying." The golden-eyed man tilted his head, watching her reaction. "You feel it, don't you? The truth is already inside you." Elise did feel it, a pull, a sense of something awakening in her bones. But whose side was she really on? Part 68, The Forgotten Throne. The golden-eyed man extended his hand again, but this time, Elise didn't pull away. The warmth inside her chest grew, spreading up her spine into her fingertips. For the first time, she wasn't afraid of it. She stepped toward him. Caleb shouted, "Elise, don't!" But Elise wasn't listening. As soon as she placed her hand in the golden-eyed man's grasp, a blinding light engulfed the chamber. The stone beneath them rumbled, the very walls of the temple shaking as if alive, and then a massive stone throne rose from the ground. Its surface was covered in ancient carvings, its arms engraved with symbols identical to the ones glowing on Elise's skin. Elise's breath caught. This was the real treasure. Not gold, not riches, a throne. And something told her it had been waiting for her all along. To be continued. So what's next? Is Elise really meant to rule, or is she just a pawn? And what did Caleb keep from her, and can she trust him? Who exactly is the golden-eyed man, and what does he want from her? Is she going to be a ruler? Is she going to stay? Was she chosen? But why? Why was her grandmother afraid? The power. Again, this is a fictional story that I've been telling. It is now 9:45, and I've decided that I was going to, stay on for a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead, check my email, and then I will come back and see if there are any questions. If not, I'm going to say good night. So I've checked my emails, and we are good for now. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, we are good for now. Join me sometime tomorrow. When I come back, I need to get my rest tonight. I do. Again, you can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Yeah, but now it's time to say goodnight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.